As humans, we tend to get stuck in our ways. And as runners, we're really no different. We tend to find that running routine or the workout routine that works well for us, and then our search for any new methods or anything better, it ends there. I've shared how I got stuck trying to break the same PR in the marathon for about a decade, all because I was unwilling to see the problems with my training method that I was using, all because I thought I was right. No one keeps doing what they're doing believing that they're wrong. I mean, don't get me wrong, people are pretty good at justifying what they do, but the vast majority of the time, whatever people do and believe, they do and believe what they do because they think they are right. Or I would say they know they are right. And the problem is we can't all be right on everything because we disagree on a lot of stuff. And so here we are living in a society right next to each other. And so the question is, how do we coexist well in a pluralistic society? John Vervaeke is someone that I really respect, and he said something recently that has really stuck with me over the last week. He said that the foundation to democracy is a shared commitment to mutual correction in the service of truth and collective wisdom. And so today I want to break that statement down because I think it's worth thinking about. First, I love how he differentiated between truth and wisdom. And so first we'll talk about truth, and then we'll talk about wisdom, and then we'll talk about our commitment to mutual correction. So, truth. Truth is about propositional statements that can be proven true or false. It's about making a map of the territory. And that is absolutely essential for us to even try and navigate reality, because that's what propositional truths are looking for. It's looking to make a map of reality. But the truth is narrow. The map does not tell us how to live or what to do or how to navigate complexity, because as the old adage goes, the map is not the territory. And that's where wisdom steps in, especially collective wisdom. Collective wisdom is about relevance realization. It's about knowing what matters and when it matters. It integrates not only facts or the truths, but also perspective, judgment, timing, and other relevant factors when facing the truth. So while the truth is about getting things right, wisdom is about using what is right in the right way. The truth can be cold and static, but wisdom needs to be lived, enacted, and context sensitive. Stopping at the truth would miss the point, because societies have rarely collapsed from the lack of facts alone. They collapse because there is a lack of shared capacity to interpret and act on those facts wisely. So truth informs and wisdom directs. And what connects them is our shared commitment to mutual correction. And that requires dialogue. It requires us to get together and understand the perspectival truths that we are all bringing to the table. It's about how those facts fit together, and crucially, being willing to revise your own mental models when they don't fit together. And if I look at the world today from my non-expert perspective, that is where we are falling apart. That is where we are stuck, is that we do not have the shared commitment for mutual correction. No one is coming to the table in any discussion with epistemological humility. No one is truly curious about the other side. And when we talk about wisdom, I immediately, naturally go to the wisdom traditions, the world's oldest traditions that contain wisdom. And naturally, because of my background, one of the first things that came to my mind was a teaching of Jesus of Nazareth. And it was when he said, "When 2 or 3 of you are gathered in my name, there I am also." And I can't help but wonder if Jesus was saying in that moment that when people engage in well-intentioned dialogue, the spirit of wisdom emerges. It's not that each party brings their wisdom to the table. It's that each party brings their perspectival facts and their perspectival truths. And when we engage in Christ-like dialogue, wisdom emerges. So that means coming to the table with your truths, but also coming to the table with humility and compassion and love. And in that moment, wisdom is co-created. The next teaching that came to mind was a Buddhist parable that my friend and I had recently been talking about. And it's about a man who comes to a dangerous river on his journey, and he decides to build a raft and cross this dangerous river. Once he builds the raft, crosses the dangerous river and gets to the far side, he has to decide whether or not to carry that raft on his back for the rest of his journey. I think most of us know that that's irrational. Like, you shouldn't carry an extremely heavy raft as you continue on a journey when you just cross the river. But that's what a lot of us do. And what the Buddha is saying is even the teachings of the Buddha himself should be discarded once they have served their purpose. That perspectival truths are tools, not treasures, and that if you cling to them, they become burdens. I think what these wisdom traditions are pointing to is the idea that we are only stuck because we haven't decided to become unstuck. That we will free ourselves when just some of us, not even all of us need to do this, but if some of us can just refuse to take sides, approach every discussion with humility, and reject all of the unquestionable, untouchable dogma on any side. And ultimately, approach everyone with curiosity, compassion, and acceptance. But once again, I am not an expert in any of this. These are just my thoughts that I've had over the last week. And I hope that they were interesting or thought-provoking. And if all of this was interesting, I hope you'll stick around, and I'll catch you in the next video.